Hello, fellow film fans. I had another bad experience with Turner Classic Movies tonight. They were going to show the 1985 Dustin Hoffman version of Death of a Salesman, which I had not seen since 1985. It was, as far as I remember, a TV production, never shown in theaters. I watched it, I was riveted. Hoffman was brilliant. And they were going to show it in TCM. I was all excited about it. If you can see what I'm pointing to here, this is what I got. This is a scene where Willy Loman is, let me close the door here. Willy Loman's talking to his son, I think it's Biff Loman. They're having a heated argument. When they're having an argument, their faces are like this. This is what it was like on Turner Classics, where they're not supposed to change or adulterate or edit or do anything to movies. They're supposed to be shown in pristine condition, just the way they were in theaters. Well, my ass, they are. In a lot of cases, there are scenes left out. I have remembered watching things where, wait, where did that scene, where'd it go to? Well, it was taken out. They showed a print that was not whole, even though they supposedly go to great pains to make sure the prints that they show are whole. Well, this, what the fuck? That's not Death of a Salesman. I don't know what that is. I don't have the sound on. For a while I thought maybe I could just listen to it like a radio play, and it was compelling enough. I almost did. You know, Hoffman is so great. What's the name of his son? John Malkovich. Yeah, very young John Malkovich, and that would have been great to watch too. This is not how it's supposed to look. I found clips of it in its original form, and of course you get the black bars on each side because the format was different in '85. There was no HD. The shape and proportions of the screen are completely different now. The ratio is different. And what I've sometimes seen is just taking, you know, that sort of almost square picture and stretching it and cropping it so that it fills the screen. Never is it more stupid than in watching old Star Treks. I was watching them on Science Channel, Space Channel, and what the hell, Captain Kirk's face is like this. It's filling the whole screen. It's just downright embarrassing. It's all kinds of weird tricks going on to crop, and it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And you've got to have those black bars. Much as people hate the black bars, why not have them? At least normally on TCM when they show a movie, an older movie, where those proportions are in place. I don't know what the technical term is. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, they don't try to stretch it to fill the fucking screen. You don't do that. You know, if you have a painting by Van Gogh or something, and a big wall, you have a little painting by Van Gogh and you know, Renoir or something. Let's say Renoir. And a big wall, and you put it up there, and nope, that doesn't fill the wall. So you don't take the goddamn painting like a piece of silly putty and start stretching it in any old way that you can to make it fill that screen. Including the distortion. It's really quite remarkable. Everything is cut off. This is probably more extreme than what I saw tonight, but not that much more. Willy Loman's head would be like right at the very top of the screen, and it would be flat, and his face would be this way. It's so stupid, except it's not funny because I really wanted to see it again. This is DCM, so I left a comment on their Facebook page. I don't think anybody will take me seriously. The thing that infuriates me, these are supposed to be film purists, you know, who watch these things. And what always seems to happen when something outrageous like this happens, nobody says anything. If they say anything, I don't know about it. I can't find any comments. They just accept it. They fall into line. I hate that. I'm not a fall in the line kind of person, in case you haven't noticed. I think people should object. when it comes to something like this, when they have a reputation for taking great care with films. And this is an amazing piece of film, but it was made for TV. Now, they don't show too much that's made for TV because it's thought to be lesser. Not true, by the way. There are many, many productions that are superb quality. And actors don't think that they're slumming anymore. Most of them don't. They don't even think that way. I don't know. I get mad at the general quality of things. I don't want to start going off on everything in my life and everything around me. But you'd think so. You'd do better than this. You know, they're having this argument, and it's like they're in a cardboard box with a little slot in it looking at each other. It's just not right. If this is what you got to do to make it fit the screen. On TCM? Are you kidding me? Who did this? This isn't an old Star Trek episode. You know, it doesn't matter if Captain Kirk looks like he weighs 300 pounds. See, I'm amusing myself. It doesn't matter if Captain Kirk looks like he weighs 300 pounds. If he's squatty, you know, they pull it out this way and squat it that way. Because it's just an old Star Trek and we know how they all go anyway. But this is one of the gems of the American theater, and much as it is somewhat dated, but in other ways it's not dated at all, just as great writing isn't dated. It's sort of, it isn't just because it is, because it's representing an era so well that it's going to use the vernacular of that era brilliantly, but at the same time there's a sort of dustiness to it. That idea of the American dream, it's so distant now. It's so distant, it's heartbreaking. I don't know if it ever really existed, and what Miller is saying or trying to say is it never really did. It was the American myth, and it was held out as an illusory thing that people could reach if they just tried and worked hard enough, and that maybe at one point it existed, and I don't know about that. Norman Rockwell kind of thing. Tom Sawyer, well, where should I go on? I won't go on with the way things are now in America. My disillusionment with America is profound. I try not to hate and I try not to be angry, but I look at what has happened and my jaw drops, and people act as if it just landed out of the sky. Bring back the American dream. This so-and-so is going to make America great again. He's trying to reinstate what never was. Really, something that was being put forth in this play and then in this movie. Something that never really existed, and he's going to try to bring it back. And you can't bring back something that never existed in the first place. But for God's sake, TCM, if you're going to show a movie, show it. Take some care with it. Why should I have to say anything? I'm a film lover. Your audience, they're purists, you know? They care. So I don't think there's going to be one other comment about this. It's just going to be allowed to slide by. Will people even say, gee, that looks funny? Well, maybe I'm exaggerating, but I doubt it. I don't think people are noticing anymore. And it's very sad.